Sa'd ibn Mu'adh was the chief of the Banu Oz tribe in Medina and one of the prominent companions of Muhammad during early Medinaean period, who died shortly after the Battle of the Trench. Biography. Acceptance of Islam. Sa'd adopted Islam in 622, when Muhammad arrived in Medina, then known as Yathrib. He was among the leading figures among the Ansar, as Muhammad had dubbed the people of Aws and Khazraj from Medina who converted to Islam. Sa'd was an intimate friend with Umar ibn Khalaf. When Sa'd was in Mecca, he used to stay with Umar, and when Umar was in Medina, he used to stay with Sa'd. Confrontation with Abu Jahl and start of Badr hostilities. Prior to the Battle of Badr, Sa'd had visited Mecca once to perform his Umrah with his non-Muslim friend Umar ibn Khalaf. When they came across Abu Jahl, they had an argument, and as it became heated, Sa'd threatened Abu Jahl with stopping the Meccan trade route to Syria if he stopped the Muslims from performing pilgrimage in Mecca. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Sa'd bin Mu'adh came to Mecca with the intention of performing Umrah, and stayed at the house of Umayyah bin Khalaf Abi Safwan. For Umayyah himself used to stay at Sa'd's house when he passed by Medina on his way to Sham. Umayyah said to Sa'd, "Will you wait till midday when the people are, then you may go and perform the tawaf round the Kaaba." So, while Sa'd was going around the Kaaba, Abu Jahl came and asked, "Who is that who is performing tawaf?" Sa'd replied, "I am Sa'd." Abu Jahl said, "Are you circumambulating the Kaaba safely, although you have given refuge to Muhammad and his companions?" Sa'd said, "Yes," and they were started quarreling. Umayyah said to Sa'd, "Don't shout at Abi al-Hakam, for he is chief of the valley." Sa'd then said, "By Allah, if you prevent me from performing the tawaf of the Kaaba, I will spoil your trade with Sham." Umayyah kept on saying to Sa'd, "Don't raise your voice," and kept on taking hold of him. Sa'd became furious and said, "Be away from me, for I have heard Muhammad saying that he will kill you." Umayyah said, "Will he kill me?" Sa'd said, "Yes." Umayyah said, "By Allah, when Muhammad says a thing, he never tells a lie." Umayyah went to his wife and said to her, "Do you know what my brother from Yathrib has said to me?" She said, "What has he said?" He said, "He claims that he has heard Muhammad claiming that he will kill me." She said, "By Allah, Muhammad never tells a lie." So when the Meccans started to proceed for Badr and declared war, his wife said to him, "Don't you remember what your brother from Yathrib told you?" Umayyah decided not to go, but Abu Jahl said to him, "You are from the nobles of the valley of Mecca, so you should accompany us for a day or two." He went with them and thus was killed. Battle of Badr. The Muslims originally expected a much smaller Meccan force, but were surprised by the large Meccan army, so the Prophet called Shura. When the Muslim army missed the caravan and the Quraysh army, between 900 and 1,000 strong, helmeted and drawing closer, Abu Bakr stood up and said something good. Several more Muhajirin also spoke, all the while the Messenger of Allah repeated, "Advise me, O Muslims," inquiring of what the answer, the majority then, had to say. Then D bin Adh said, "It looks like you mean us, O Messenger of Allah, by He who has sent you with the truth. Never think that we will leave you to fight alone, if it is even out of bonds. And I take our oath with you as the head of Ansar, you give us what you want, you collect from us what we have, you take us anywhere you want, or you push us in any battle, we will defend you, defend till our last breath. No arrow can touch you, before it passing 4 Marchests. We have tied a relationship of life and death with you. If you seek to cross the seas or go in it, we will follow your command and none among us will remain behind. We are patient in war, vicious in battle. May Allah allow you to witness from our efforts what comforts your eyes. Therefore, march forward with the blessing of Allah." Then Miqdad continued, "By God, we will not say, as the disciples of Prophet Moses said, you and your Allah go and fight with infidels. "We are sitting right here. We will surround your left, fight, front, back and protect you in every cause and every battle. We will die first before enemy reaches you. We would not dislike that you lead us to meet your enemy tomorrow." The messenger of Allah was pleased with the words of Sa'd and was encouraged to march on. Battle of Uhud was one of the few companions who remained on the battlefield. When the Meccans led Khalid bin Walid counter-attacked the unsuspecting Muslims and fought fiercely against the attacking Meccans. He later met up with Muhammad and was part of the small contingent Muslims defending him. Battle of Trench and Qurayza. After the Battle of the Trench in 627, when Medina was unsuccessfully besieged by the Meccan army, the Banu Qurayza had treacherous dealings with the enemy. Later the Muslims laid siege to their stronghold and the Banu Qurayza surrendered unconditionally after several weeks of siege. Several members of the Banu Oz pleaded for their old Jewish allies and agreed to Muhammad's proposal that one of their chiefs should judge the matter. Banu Qurayza themselves appointed Sad, and declared they will agree with whatever was Sad's verdict. The verdict was consistent with the Bible, and some scholars claim the verdict was based on the Bible. Some people agreed to accept the verdict of Sa'd bin Mu'adh, so the Prophet sent for him. He came riding a donkey, and when he approached the mosque, the Prophet said, "Get up for the best amongst you," or said, "Get up for your chief." Then the Prophet said, "O Sa'd, these people have agreed to accept your verdict." Sa'd said, "I judge that their warriors should be killed and their children and women should be taken as captives." The Prophet said, "You have given a judgment similar to Allah's judgment." Sad had been wounded in the earlier battles, and was on the verge of death. Sad succumbed to the wounds and died after returning to Medina. Legacy. He dutifully served as a member of the Muslim community and even commanded military campaigns for the Prophet during his lifetime. Sa'd is said to have been a stern, just and passionate man, willing to impulsively fight for what he believed in. In Muslim history, he is well regarded as a noble companion who enjoyed a close relationship with the Prophet. "I heard the Prophet saying, 'The throne shook at the death of Sa'd bin Mu'adh.'" Through another group of narrators, Jabir added, "I heard the Prophet saying, 'The throne of the Beneficent shook because of the death of Sa'd bin Mu'adh.'" Even after his death, Muhammad made constant references praising him. A silken cloth was given as a present to the Prophet. His companions started touching it and admiring its softness. The Prophet said, "Are you admiring its softness?